Hello and welcome back to the On the Slab Horror Show, the show that we bring to you each and every Friday night. Why do we do this on a Friday night? Because Friday night is horror night. But as you can see, the lads aren't here tonight. But my two guests are the first guests to come on since we were announced as Ireland's second best movie podcast and third best horror podcast by FeedSpot. Shout out to FeedSpot.
Woo!
Thanks for the high praise. But as you can see, we are joined by two guests here tonight, one of which is the writer and director of the latest found footage hyper movie kind of way, The Life of Belle. This is Shawn Robinson. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to come on. I know it's mid-afternoon for yourselves at the time of recording, so
Yeah, thanks for having us. Super honored.
And then we have one of the stars of the show, his lovely wife, Sarah May Robinson. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Thanks for taking time out of your day to come on.
Yes. A pleasure. Thank you.
And as it says in the intro there, The Life of Belle was the movie. I know we kind of reached out, or you reached out to me there a while ago and kind of went under the radar and got lost in communication. Obviously, I have an affiliation with your brother Jake, who's been a guest on the show. Shout out to Jake.
Hi, Jake.
Hey.
Obviously, he reached out to me then a little while later, and we finally got it done. No, I only got to watch this 2 days ago, I think, when I reached out to you then to say that I watched it.
Yeah.
But The Life of Belle, enlighten us. Where did it come from?
I mean, it started with my daughter. She pretty much was like, "Hey, Dad, I want to be on TV." So I was like, "Okay." So I sat down and we wrote out a movie. I don't think she expected it to be horror, but that's what I enjoy. So that's pretty much where it started. And then the idea of it came from like different personal experiences, and then also took one of my biggest fears, and that's the central theme of the movie. So
fair enough. I mean, like when I watched it, I could feel the likes of the way it's done through the likes of Paranormal Activity, where you've got the security cameras around the house. Then obviously, herself has the camera, so it becomes somewhat live a found footage. Hence why I introduced it as like a found footage hyper movie, because
okay.
obviously it's not really fully found footage, because obviously you've got security cameras that are fixed motion.
True.
But like I really enjoyed how you cut it together and switched between the two. But I think it worked quite well.
Yeah, I agree. It turned out really, I was very proud of it, how it turned out. So
So the movie itself obviously comes from a fear, and I think that's every parent's worst fear.
yes.
Or should be one of their worst fears anyway.
It should be, yes.
Obviously, having young kids myself as well, I couldn't dream of that. So,
Right.
but like the story itself being relatively basic, not overcomplicating it, makes it work perfectly. Now I will say now I'm not going to give spoilers away because it's only new out. Or I'm gonna try my best anyway.
Yes, it's a hard movie to
like I'm
it's a
scared
hard
to say
movie to
anything.
talk about. Yeah, she's like the Tom Holland of this movie. Like she can't open her mouth.
That didn't happen. Was I supposed to say that?
Exactly.
I see the way he went on about that. I don't believe that was a leak at all. I'm 100% sure that was meant to be.
It could have been, yeah.
Because let's be honest, he'd have been sued to bits.
True. That's very true, actually. No, think about it.
So, obviously, have you any other background in directing?
So we've made I mean, I've only been doing this for like 3 years, to be quite honest. And then we made like a couple short films, is like pretty much practice, because that's basically what a short film is. Like you practice to be on to be able to make a full movie, right? So that's what we did. We did, I think it was like six, maybe,
Short films.
yeah, six or seven, somewhere around there. Anyway, over the course of the 2.5 years, and then we decided finally we're gonna do the full feature. So that's where we started. But yeah, yeah, haven't been doing it too long. So
I mean, to make a movie like this as your first feature, I find all the more impressive. And that's even before I mentioned what the budget was for.
yes.
I think for this to be your first film is absolutely off the charts. And I mean, you see a lot of directors that, like, not even so much in indie, even in Hollywood, that do their first movie, and it's, being honest, it's not amazing. It's or it can be relatively crap.
Right.
So I mean, it's all a learning curve, but I think you knocked it out of the park with this one in your first one.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's like, I can't think of too many real out there horror directors that absolutely smashed it in their first one.
Yeah.
Neil Marshall, obviously being one of the big ones, former guest on the show as well. He obviously
Okay.
his first one was Dog Soldiers,
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
a good one.
and then straight into The Descent after that. So he went,
Yeah.
he started high instead high.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. For a hell of a first attempt, obviously you cast a family. Means, I mean, now you had to pay them, I suppose.
Um. Yeah. But, I mean, I paid him in love.
There you
Yeah.
go.
There you go.
Yeah, you should have been telling him to make it rain.
Yeah. No.
Like, you
No.
want food, right? Well, you
Yeah.
gotta
I mean.
finish the scene if you want to eat.
No, I
So,
didn't do that.
so this is now. Did he at least make the lunch?
I
That
did.
we
I did.
ate in the film? Yeah.
I didn't make that. You made it on screen. No, I made dinner. I make most of the dinners. So I did make dinner.
That's fair. That's fair.
You
Wait,
took us to the beach. You did do that.
I did do that.
So,
Yeah,
I
right
don't know if
after
that.
we wrapped
I'm
it.
not sure if that's a punishment though. I fucking hate the beach, but maybe not how the movie goes uh for some people in this. So
That's
I'm I'm trying not to spoil it a bit. So Sarah, what was it like for you to be in front of the camera?
I mean, I've done it a couple times in his shorts, but actually having to play this role and having a mindset of, it's so hard to also say it, but I had to research a lot, and he helped me research, and he would send me some stuff to help me get into the mindset. And we did this movie on and off. So some days we would be filming, and then some days we wouldn't. So I would not be in that constant mindset. But that was the hardest part, is to get back into it and make sure that, blank look, because I'm always like very cheerful, very happy. So playing the opposite of me was a challenge.
So what all you needed to do was just be hungover for the day filming.
Probably.
true. Yeah. We'll do
I
that
thought
There you go.
I thought you absolutely crushed it. I was, do you know what? I felt sorry for you, and then I didn't, and I was like, not like, normally for me in films, I'll know within the first couple of minutes whether I like a character or not.
Mhm.
And normally at that stage, I'll either be kind of rooting for them to survive or not. Obviously, in this movie, it's explained quite early, so I was like, okay. I was like, fair enough. I kind of gauged what might happen, but the events that unfolded in between, I was like, Jesus Christ. I thought the character itself, the build was phenomenal, and to be fair, it's a build by yourself. I know the two kids are in it, but your character's development kind of happens by itself.
That's
Yes.
good.
Yeah, so that kind of way, like everything's happening to you, but doesn't really involve them. Like I know you're kind of in the background for most of it when it's happening, but like you can see it developing, and I'd liken it to the way I only really because I'm watching Star Wars with my young fella, and the way you see Hayden Christensen developing from good to evil,
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that
Okay.
kind of way you'll see it kind of varying, and as the movie goes on, you can see it getting darker and darker.
true.
Yeah.
I thought you absolutely nailed it.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a huge
Yeah.
compliment.
Yeah. Well, I
That's
mean,
awesome.
you directed
No,
it, so that was
all you.
good.
That's awesome.
I mean, like as I said, it's part of a team, really. You know what I mean? You could have the best actress in the world being directed in a terrible movie, and it's gonna look terrible.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
Do you know what I mean? And you've seen it happen
I have seen it.
in
Yes.
big budget movies.
Yeah, all the time actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like if a director can't control the movie, it doesn't matter. You can have the best actors in the world in it, and
I
things.
fully
So,
agree with that.
would you have had any background in acting before the starting this?
No. Instead of in my own head, I'd make even my daughter now today, she'll make up her own like little plays by herself. And that's what I always did. I just, but it was never scary stuff. It was always like, you know, walking around in school and like, I'm the popular girl, cheerleader or something, something like very girly and stuff. And just pretending it and, doing that kind of thing. But I've always wanted to do acting. Never thought I could actually pursue it though.
I think that's something that most people would have, though, wouldn't it? Oh, I'd love to be an actor, and I think a lot of people don't realize that just because you're an actor doesn't mean you're in all these big budget movies.
Right.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's a select few.
Yes.
And acting's really hard.
I was about to
I
say
did not think it'd be that hard.
I don't think
oh
people
my
realize
goodness.
how hard it is to
No.
actually do it. They're like, oh
I
yeah, you just say some lines on screen. No,
You
not
say
at
some
all.
lines on screen and make it sound natural. That's the
Right.
hard part.
Right.
I wouldn't be able to even sit there and read a script going, I have to say this next.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't say that. Sorry, Jake. Like my little one, the way she goes on, I'd look at it and be like, oh yeah, you could be a real actress.
Mm-hmm.
But she can cry on demand and everything. It's real weird.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It should be great.
Perfect.
Then.
Yes.
Yeah, it should be great.
So obviously, as I say that you had no background, did the kids have anything to do with acting before doing this?
Nope. This is as
Except
far
for
as
this.
acting, this is pretty much their first like attempt at this. So they've had like small parts in the short
Mhm.
films, but we never like used them to this extent to where they held the movie. So no, this is honestly, to be everybody that was on set, this is everybody's first time attempting this. So
Yeah.
it wasn't just me, it was literally everyone. So
Well, that makes it even more impressive. Because herself absolutely smashes it.
yes. Yeah, Belle
And
killed it.
She was so good.
shout out to the lads on the Under the Floorboards podcast who, as soon as I put it up that I was watching it, I'm not sure which one of them was. I think it was John that sent me a message. He was like, just wait.
Oh, nice.
Just
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
It's awesome. They weren't wrong.
Well, thank you.
Good.
Thank you, John.
And I know you was it yourself, Sarah, that was not, or was it herself that was nominated for their
Oh yes.
the Under the Floorboard Awards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was nominated, and Serene
Yeah.
was nominated.
Yeah. I mean that's impressive, especially
Yeah.
for a first off movie.
Yeah.
And maybe you might have got my vote if I had seen the movie before then, but that's on me.
It's all good. It's all good.
Um,
Just to be nominated was
I
a
agree.
huge honor.
That was
So
crazy to
yeah,
me.
because it was up against some like top tier
Yeah.
like indie people. Like
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like Wes Robinson obviously was in there. Cheney was in there.
Mhm.
Molly Sousa was in there. They've all been guests on the show as well at stages.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, Wes hasn't. I'm still trying to work out with Wes, but that's
Oh, okay.
because he's a busy man. But in terms of Serene, her performance was off the charts for someone that's never acted before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
Th-
I
Now, being the director, how much did you have to give out to them?
um I mean it well for because it was children, I had to at the before every take they would have to know like literally everything.
Mhm.
Like you would have to tell them what's happening so that they're not caught off guard, right? Because it's pretty intense. So so we would go over literally step by step what was happening, and then
Do the blocking.
the blocking, the lines that they had to say and stuff like that. But I mean, in reality, they nailed it within
Yeah.
like
2 to 3 takes. We
I
didn't
think
have to do
three
it.
was the max that we
Yeah.
did on one take. But they nailed it like within before that on most of them. So
That makes it even more impressive, especially with the ages as well.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
like, was she 8? Is she 9?
In the movie, she was technically 9 when we filmed it, and then Link was 6.
Yeah.
6, yeah.
Yeah.
Even more impressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I felt really really bad. Like, his name's Zachary, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, I felt really bad for him, uh, throughout the movie because he just looks so sad through the whole thing.
He
He's
did.
happy in the morning, and then as the day goes on, he just gets sadder and sadder.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, somebody get that man an ice pop.
Right. Like I felt so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was
There's
in
this
character though. I'll have to say that. Like, because once we start rolling, they went back to their happy little
Yeah.
selves. So I do want to say that you know, we're not
no
horrible.
no children were harmed in the making of this
That is
movie.
correct.
100%. Yes.
They are very
They
much
they are roaming around the house somewhere.
They are. Yeah. Yeah. I can see them every now and again walk across.
Well, yeah, my daughter went to her room and our son is downstairs.
Probably on the VR.
Yeah.
playing the game.
Wait till he walks by with a big box of ice pops now gone.
Oh yeah, he was like, he told me to do it.
I heard that man say ice pop.
Yep. He loves
Um,
sugar.
Uh, yeah, well, all kids do, don't they?
It's true.
But I mean, the the two of them absolutely nailed it. Sarah, you nailed it yourself. Um, there was some questionably rough scenes in that movie, though.
Yes.
Um, and I'm looking at it going, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And there's parts in it. I'm not gonna say what happens, but the affected part of the human body
Mhm.
is my missus' worst fear or worst thing to watch in a movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
geez.
I know I watch it by myself. She doesn't really watch horror films.
Oh, okay, good.
But like if she was sitting there watching that, it'd have been a no go. It'd have been game over.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh man. Okay.
But like I had said it to her that I was gonna watch it, and she's like, "What is it?" And I was trying to explain to her from before I'd watched it, and I was like, "So are you happy to put out how much your budget was for it?"
Yeah, I don't mind.
Right, you tell people how much your budget was for the movie.
It was so
Okay, something.
it was technically it was 100 USD. 100 USD dollars, but if you included the food, it would have been 300 USD dollars.
We're not including the
So
light.
that is the light.
That's the light.
Yeah.
So 300 quid tops.
300 tops, and that's including food that we would have bought anyway.
So then technically that doesn't count.
that's what I said.
Um,
But everybody said I had to put it. So.
But when I said it to my missus, I says, "Yeah, the budget was 100 quid or whatever," because that's what I'd heard, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not watching that." So like, as I said, she doesn't like horror films at the best of times. No,
Mhm.
it's not that she doesn't like them. They're just there. They're not her type of movie.
Right, that makes sense.
So when she heard that, obviously, if you hear someone made a movie for that amount, people are like, "Oh, it's gonna be crap."
Yes.
Right.
And to be fair, when you hear even a low budget Hollywood movie, you're expecting it to be poor, but
Yeah.
indie scenes are completely different. You can
Yeah.
make magic happen for little to nothing, and you've done it for even less than little to nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did with nothing.
Yeah.
Like, um,
Now, as I said, it would have got to that point when that happens towards the end, and that would have been an issue. They just left.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had a couple people tell me they couldn't finish. Like,
Oh,
they got
yeah.
to there and they were done. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But overall, I'll tell you what, the movie was really, really enjoyable.
Okay.
Well, actually, sorry, enjoyable is not the right word to use there. The
No.
movie is really uncomfortable,
Yes.
but it's
What most
a,
people describe it as.
Yeah.
a very good watch. Like, it's tense as fuck.
Okay.
It's like, I liken it to obviously Paranormal Activity because of the way it's done. I remember going to see the original Paranormal Activity in the cinema in 2009 when it came out, and there was
Mhm.
people leaving the cinema
Yeah.
because of the hype around it. Um, like the same with the likes of the Blair Witch. I was only 8 when Blair Witch came out,
Okay.
so I didn't see that for a couple of years afterwards. But the
Yeah.
likes the way that was the mystique behind it, the slow build into it, but it's dark and tense.
Hmm.
And obviously there's underlying issues with certain characters in it as well.
Yeah.
I'm not naming names. um, but then again, when it got to the end, as I said, I'm not going to give anything away. I will talk to you off screen about it, but I was completely confused to surprised, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yep. And when I answer it for you, it's gonna blow your mind. So
Hmm.
because I know what
Um,
you so.
I was very very impressed with it. Now I've sent it to the lads as well to watch. The other co-hosts who can't be here tonight. So I'm intrigued, and once I find out what they say, what they think of it, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Um,
That'd be great.
but it was, as I says, there's not much more I can say without going into too much detail, which I don't want to do just yet,
Well, thank you.
because obviously, if I turn around and say, "Oh, well, this happens,"
Yeah.
then a lot of people aren't gonna watch it.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Mm.
true. Yes, that's very
So,
true.
like over the last 2 years of this podcast, I've been renownedly uh, bad for putting out movie reviews early
Okay.
because I didn't want to watch. I didn't want to ruin it for people.
Okay. That makes
So
sense.
like it might have been 7 months down the line when I did this one, but it's not. I just do a spoiler free one now,
Okay. Well, good.
or at least attempt to anyway.
Attempt to, yes. Yeah.
But um, what were your biggest issues making this movie?
What was yours?
Working with kids. No, I mean, I
God,
loved it. I loved working with them and stuff. It was a longer process
It
than
was.
just,
Yeah.
all right, you know your lines. This is where you stand. This is, I don't care how you get there. You just need to stand there and then make this happen. And then with the kids, you kind of have to, okay, but this is what you're going to say the whole time. I mean, at the same time, it was difficult, but it was also extremely enjoyable
Hmm.
because I love doing it with them and just seeing them act because it seemed like it was just easier, like for them.
Yeah, they
They
definitely
just said their lines.
yeah.
They did what they were did, and then I don't know, it just seemed very natural and stuff. So it made me like, how do I do that? I want that easiness.
Yeah, let me be a kid.
But
goddamn
also,
kids.
also like, we both still work.
Yeah.
So, and they went to school, so we would have to do it either after school or on the weekend. So,
at
I
like an
guess
hour at a time. Yeah,
time constraint was really kind of hard as well.
yeah. It took
And
us about 4 months to actually film everything
Mhm.
because it would be like you would have to wait till they were ready to do it, you know. So we would film an hour and then they'd be done, and it might be 4 days down the road before they're like, "Oh yeah, let's do another one," type thing. So
and
yeah,
is that your house in the movie?
it is. Yes.
You have a nice house.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we put a lot.
Decorated a
We
lot.
we
Yeah.
done all the everything you
Yes.
saw. We actually it didn't look that way when we bought it. We me and her actually
Remodeled it,
remodeled it.
redesigned some
So
stuff. But yeah.
yeah.
Now, there's one thing I wanted to see. You know, in your house, when there's a scene when you're in the kitchen and the kids are beside the island and you're talking,
Oh yeah.
uh, does your stairs have two sides to it that you can
It,
walk down?
it does. It's a, not walk down, but there's a, like once you come down, there's a circle. So like
Ah,
you
right,
can
okay.
go left or right and still come out of the same area.
Because there's a scene where you disappear and then you come out the other side, and I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Yeah.
I was like, there obviously
Anyway,
has to be a thing there. I was like,
Yeah.
so I was like, I have to ask, I have to find out.
Yeah, no, it's a circle. So
Um, but I'm not gonna hold you too long because I will end up spoiling it by mistake.
it's
I've done my best so far. So,
yeah, you're doing great.
um, like we have a system on this show where so obviously you get 5 stars in certain places. So we do it as 5 slabs of meat,
Oh,
obviously
okay.
being on the slab. Um,
Oh, that makes sense.
right. But what I tend to do is, if this wasn't your movie, right,
Hmm.
and you were watching it, what would you score it?
Hmm.
Now it's hard because obviously you're gonna be biased, but
Yeah, well, no, actually, I reviewed it fairly low on IMDb. So, just because I don't like anything I ever make, but so if I wasn't involved, I'd probably say, is it out of 10 or five? You said five,
5.
five. So 3.75 to 4. Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Fair enough. What about you, Sarah?
5.
5?
I would definitely score it like a 4.5 just because it would need some, some I don't know. Like, not all of it's perfect. I didn't like
No, it's
some of
not
my
perfect. I
acting in
mean,
it. I was like, some of it, I was like, I could have done better. That could have been better. It's
yeah.
just mainly me.
So I have up here the rating that I gave it on Letterboxd.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Given the budget you had, the fact that there was no previous background acting from obviously yourself, that was judging by IMDb that I couldn't find anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously I'd known that it was your kids that were in it and they hadn't done much either. I thought it was simply fantastic. So I was giving it 5.
Wow, that's a
Thank
huge
you.
honor. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
And that's all things considering. Like, there's been a lot that, like, there's not a lot that gets 5 from me.
Okay.
But I think all things considering, this movie, it's getting 5 from me.
That's awesome.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. But that's well earned. That's well deserved. And as I said, I've sent it on to a few people that I know that do stuff. So hopefully it'll kick on and get moving over here for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Is there any plans in the future for another movie or?
Yes, actually, we have three of them. And so we have one that's gonna start filming, finishing the script now. It's gonna start filming in the summer. And then we have two more after that, including a sequel to Life of Belle. So
Ooh, I'm all in.
yeah, okay. Awesome.
I am all in.
Yeah.
What genres are the other ones?
All horror.
All horror all the
All
time.
horror. That's what I like. So
Do
sorry.
you know what? I won't leave it as long the next time when you reach out.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'll send you a early review, so when you watch it, you can watch it when it's out. So, no, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
No,
But
yeah,
as it says, yeah, it's getting a 5 for me, all things considering. I thought the acting was fantastic. The script was basic, didn't overcomplicate things. The camera work was brilliant.
Mhm.
The three views, Sean, you don't count on this one.
nope.
I thought obviously, basically, it's cast of what 7 or 8 people that are in it for maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and then obviously
Yeah,
it's just the three of yous. And
Yeah.
is it your other brother?
it was. Yeah, he
Yeah.
played the dad. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's only in it for a couple of minutes as well.
yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. Yeah,
Until
he dips.
almost said something.
Uh-huh.
I know,
See?
I know, I know. Caught myself. I'm curious, just asking, would you want to see a sequel or a prequel of Life of Belle? I don't know. You were
See,
talking about it the other day.
um, sequel or a prequel? See, I probably say it's both. If I had to pick one to watch next, I'd have said a prequel.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's
Um,
surprising.
No, it's
you
whatever.
know,
Really?
Hmm.
See,
and
I would think
I
a
will,
sequel, like
I
what?
will tell you off screen as to why I'd prefer a thing because I don't want to spoil it. I've got this far now.
Okay, fair enough.
Um, but just before we close out, then have you obviously you've got them upcoming, but is there anything else that you just have upcoming or you just want to promote apart from
Um,
or
she's in. Well, I guess technically we're both in. So she's in Jake Robinson's new movie. It's called Children of the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
oh I
Um,
can't wait to see that. Angel
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Brantford and all are in that as well, indeed.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
We're mainly her. I'm behind the camera, but yeah, she's got a role in that. So that'll be the closest thing that's coming out. So
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, obviously I'm obviously quite friendly with Jake. Off screen, we be in contact quite regularly, and obviously being a former guest and us going to be in My Brother's Keepers, we've been in regular contact. But I haven't seen the full cast list uh for that one. But
mhm.
obviously, I knew a few people that were in it from being around. But I'll certainly be keeping an eye out for when that comes out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's shaping up to be really good. So I'm
Yeah,
excited to see.
he's been really hyping it, and
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
obviously he's done a lot of work in the background. So fair play to him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
has.
yeah. I agree.
Uh, um, but if that's everything, then we'll finish it there. Um, obviously the movie was Life of Belle. In the States, you can find it on what you say it was Tubi.
To be
Yeah.
soon to be in Screambox as well. So
Oh, nice,
yeah,
nice. We've done quite a bit with or a few things with Screenbox as well.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
nice.
Nice, yeah. Screenbox are sound. Shout out to
Yeah,
the lads at Screenbox there.
yeah.
Keep
Oh,
sending me
I will.
screeners. It's great.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, folks, I'll finish this the way I finish every single Friday night. In the words of the great George A. Romero, ladies and gentlemen, stay scared.